Manchester City 5, Norwich City 0. Very easy, very good from City. What impressed you most, Janusz?
Well, I just think that it needed to be easy after the loss to Spurs, a game which, by the way, they could have won, but it was a big surprise. This is a team that's nowhere near having their starting 11 out there just yet for numerous reasons. Again, lots of changes here. Still no Kevin De Bruyne, even in the squad, and John Stones as well. So I think they did what they were supposed to do, and I think it helped a little bit that they got the first goal early on to take away any pressure if one existed against this Norwich City, Mark. So even players coming in like Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez, obviously the substitutions are making a difference here. So it was easy. It was a high press from Manchester City that Norwich couldn't deal with from the beginning. So it was a walk in the park from the opening whistle.
And an example of the strength and depth that Pep has in his squad.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we all knew that, but it's easy to default to the fact that they lost that first game to Spurs, right? And immediately after match day one, you're asking questions. Are Manchester City capable of defending their title? So I think, we had a little bit of an answer. And as we've said, it's just the start. This is still a superb, superb team.
Home debut for Jack Grealish. How do you think he did?
Scored. I thought he's been good. He fits into that team. I had zero doubt about that. I thought he played very, very well. Of course, wanting to take responsibility on his shoulders. A little bit of different lineup. A lot of players, Mark, here impressed me. Even Gabriel Jesus. Remember, there are three players that supposedly won out: Gabriel Jesus, Bernardo Silva, and Aymeric Laporte, who scored himself as well. They both look good. There's competition for places. One of the players that I really want to point out to the listeners is that, in the viewers, is João Cancelo. We don't talk enough about him. He had a superb season, can play on both sides, competes with Kyle Walker on the right. On the left-hand side, Benjamin Mendy started. Zinchenko, of course, I thought was going to be the one who picks himself there. I think he's so good on both sides of the ball, and for me, was easily one of the best players on the pitch.
You mentioned the players that supposedly want away and Pep throwing them a bone, and they all did pretty well. Is a game here and there going to be enough to keep them happy, or just being part of a City squad that Pep has said he needs a squad to compete on four different fronts? Is that going to be enough to keep the likes of Bernardo Silva and Gabriel Jesus and Aymeric Laporte at the Etihad?
It could be. Look, obviously they want to play more. Last season, Pep Guardiola accomplished impossible for me to get those players on side. When he told them ahead of the season there's going to be a massive rotations, they bought into that. And of course they wanted, but they didn't get all the trophies that they wanted. They came up short in the Champions League, as we know it as well. So another season to ask those players to do the same is not easy. But I think for as long as they contribute like they have today and they see themselves as an important part of the team, he may be able to succeed with that. But I think natural rotation does happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if one or two leave before the transfer window's over.
All the headlines this kind of pre-season, this summer and heading into the season have been about this striker situation at City. We saw the team news. We thought, well, Gabriel Jesus, he'll probably play through the middle. He didn't. It was Ferran Torres. Jesus impressed out on the right, but how pressing is the need for a number 9 at that football club?
Well, I think, it is important because it gives you different ways of playing, right? And not just in the Premier League, but as I mentioned, in the Champions League, you need that focal point, I suppose. Gabriel Jesus did impress on the right-hand side. Not sure if that is his position, or not really sure if he enjoys playing in that position. So I think, they will do something because of the narrative as well, I think. So Harry Kane's situation is still wide open. Who knows what's happening with Erling Haaland? Do they wait for him next season? Because I think he's the one that they should go after. But it's not impossible for Manchester City to have both Harry Kane and Erling Haaland.
Financial fair play might say otherwise. How could they finagle that to make it work?
Well, financial play. Paris Saint-Germain doesn't seem to worry about that. They're getting just about anybody that they want. So I think we all know that the financial fair play is a bit laxed, and I suppose it's the creative accounting, and see how they can explain that. But they won't worry about it for now. Right now, the most pressing need, I suppose, in their eyes is Harry Kane, and we'll see how that develops.
before we wrap this up, let's have a quick word about Norwich. They were lambs to the slaughter. Josh Sargent came on with 10 or 12 minutes to go to replace Teemu Pukki. This isn't the type of game that Norwich fans will judge him on. And like West Brom, they're a side that are a bit of a yo-yo team. They come up, but they're pretty soon straight back down. You can't really judge them on games against Man City, can you?
No, you can't. These are not the games that they're supposed to win, right? But conceding 8 goals to Liverpool and Manchester City while scoring none, it's not great. Let's not forget it's Leicester City to come and Arsenal after that. So, it was always going to be difficult. But after 4 games, they may have 0 goals. And in terms of Josh Sargent, what did he get? 10, 12 minutes out there? Not really sure why, because I know there's transition, but you and I commentated a game against Fortuna Düsseldorf where he scored twice, so I think he's ready to play. When you can't score, I think I would have thrown him out there a little bit quicker. This is what, now 12 games that they've lost, right? Going all the way back to a couple of seasons ago when they got relegated. We always said that we wonder where the goals are going to come from, Mark. Teemu Pukki scored a bunch, 26 goals last season in the championship. We know he is a proven goal scorer from 2 years ago as well, but that's not enough. So I think against Leicester City, I wouldn't be surprised to see Josh Sargent in the starting 11.
So Manchester City win it by 5-0. And you know what, Janusz? It's different days from when they had players like this who used to play for them. Garrido. This ain't the Man City of old, is it? Bye, Garrido.
You still have the price tag on it, huh?
Yeah. I can still send it back, can't I? Can I get a refund?
You can get a refund. You can get a refund. There you go. Get Harry Kane. Have them make it Harry Kane one for you.
Done. Let's do that this week. No City. No Garrido. Who cares?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.